Yo, how to spot a
Now,
liar
someone
instantly?
close to you is
Chat, as like a master manipulator liar, bro. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all whether this video is right or not, bro. I'm pretty good at this.
planning to lie to you today. And here's the scary part.
You guys think you've been lied to
probably won't
today?
even notice. Most people get lied to 200 times every single day without knowing it.
That's
but
crazy.
what if you could flip the script?
I don't even
could
talk to enough people to get lied to 200 times a day.
become like a human lie detector and catch every single lie before you get fooled? Here's what nobody tells you about lying. It's not just about catching bad people. Your best friend might lie about where they went last night. Your family might lie about eating your leftovers. Even your boss might lie about why your project got rejected. The truth is, everyone lies. And if you
Everybody.
can't spot it, you're living in a world of fake stories.
Okay.
But here's the good news. Secret agents and detectives have been using hidden tricks to catch liars for years, and today I'm going to teach you their
Yeah, we
most
gotta become a
powerful
secret agent.
secrets. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when someone is lying to you, even before they finish talking. Let's start
Before they
with the
even
magic
start the lie,
question
we gonna
trick.
know when they lie.
Most people ask terrible questions that make lying super easy, like asking, "Did you have fun last night?" That's way too simple to lie about. But here's what smart detectives do instead. They ask questions that make liars sweat. Instead of, "Did you go out last night?" try this. "What made you stay out so late last night?" See the difference? You're not asking if they went out, you're assuming they
Because, you know, that makes them think like, damn, you know where I went, huh?
did and stayed late. Now they have to either tell the truth or make up a whole story. And making up stories is where liars always mess up. But wait, there's a twist coming that'll blow your mind. This next trick is called the 5-second rule, and it's like having superpowers. When you ask someone a question, watch them like a hawk for exactly 5 seconds. Not 6, not 4, exactly 5 seconds. Why? Because that's when their brain is fighting the hardest. After 5 seconds, they've had time to think of a good lie. But in those first 5 seconds, their body tells the truth, even when their mouth doesn't.
Okay.
Look for these signs. They touch their face, look away, pause too long, or their voice gets weird. One sign means nothing. But if you see 2 or more signs in those 5 seconds, boom, you've caught them. And here's the crazy part.
I think I'm a good liar. I
This
don't think I'd
works
be
even
doing
on
this.
people who think they're good liars. But the next trick is even more powerful.
Oh,
This one's called the baseline trick.
I ain't gonna lie. I definitely pause. Right. I'm probably a pauser. But I don't do anything else, bro. I still talk in the same voice. I still do everything else the same. But I pause no matter what. When a question gets asked to me, I pause. Right. And I think that intellectual people do this. Right. When you're asked a question, lie or no lie. Right. You gotta pause and think about it. And you gotta think before you deliver. You get what I'm saying? So you have to deliver the most intellectual question back. And it just so happens to be that since I do this, no matter what question you ask me, right? It's even easier for me to lie when this do this. Master manipulating 101. Get with the program.
And it's what FBI agents use.
Chat. If a relationship say I'm a manipulator though, I'm not a manipulator, bro. They're lying, bro.
Before you ask any tricky questions, watch how the person acts normally. Notice their voice, how they sit, how they move their hands. This is their normal mode. Once you know how they act when they're relaxed, you can spot when something changes. If someone who usually looks you in the eye suddenly stares at the floor, that's a red flag. If someone who talks fast suddenly talks slow, something's up. It's like having a secret code that only you can read. But here's where it gets really sneaky. The double-check trap is genius. Ask about the same thing twice, but in different ways. First ask, "You went to the movies yesterday, right?"
Yep.
Then, 10 minutes later, ask, "What movie did you see yesterday?"
Oh, and then they gonna be like,
Liars
I didn't go to the movies yesterday. Okay.
Forget what they said the first
Nigga
time.
like me though.
They might say, "Yes, I went to the movies," and then later say, "I didn't see any movie." Boom, caught.
Not quite, bro. Bro, I went to the movie theater yesterday, right? And it just happened to be that I was late to the movie I wanted to see, bro. And yeah, I could have went and watched it in between. But bro, who wants to do that, bro? Ain't nobody want to do that, bro. So you get what I'm saying? So then I just chilled at the movie theater for a little bit, right? And then whoop-de-doo, and see, y'all thought y'all got me because I was looking at the ground, but I was doing that shit on purpose. You get what I'm saying, gang? You get what I'm saying? Boom, bro. It's that easy, bro. It's that easy to make up a lie.
Truth tellers stay consistent because they're remembering real events. Liars are remembering fake
See,
stories.
bro, niggas be so good at lying that the events that they create in their head they really believe in that shit, bro, and they really think that shit
And
true.
fake stories are hard to keep straight. But wait until you see this next trick. It's almost like magic. Here's the word trick that catches almost everyone. When people lie, they use wishy-washy words like maybe, I think, probably, or I guess. They do this because they're scared of getting caught in a firm lie. Instead of saying, I was at home, they say, I think I was probably at home. See how weak that sounds? They're giving themselves an escape route. Pay attention to these weak words, especially when someone's telling you something important. If they can't say it with confidence, maybe they're not telling the truth. The topic swip trick is my favorite. When someone's lying and you're getting close to the truth, they'll suddenly try to change the subject. They might say something like, hey, did you see that funny video? Or, oh, I forgot to tell you about. This is their brain's panic button. They're trying to run away from the conversation because they're scared you'll figure out the lie. When this happens, gently bring them back to the original topic. Say something like, we can talk about that later, but first, tell me more about... Watch how uncomfortable they get. Here's the interrupt trick that's almost unfair. Right when someone's in the middle of telling their story, interrupt them with a random question about something that happened before their story. Like if they're saying, so I went to the store and bought milk. You jump in with, wait, what were you doing right before you decided to go to the store? This messes up their brain because lying takes a lot of thinking. When you interrupt, you force them to juggle two things at once, their fake story and your new question. Most liars can't handle this and either get confused or start telling a completely different story. The last trick is the fake detail trap. Slip a wrong detail into the conversation and see what happens. Like saying you said it was raining that day, but even though they never mentioned rain.
That's too easy, bro.
Someone telling the truth will correct you immediately. No, it wasn't raining. But liars often go along with your fake detail because they're afraid that correcting you will make their whole story fall apart. There you have it. 7 powerful ways to catch anyone in a lie. Remember, combine these tricks with your gut feeling. If something feels off, it probably is.
I don't know, brother. There was definitely some good tips in there, Chad, but I just think I'm too much of a master. You know, I played a lot of Liar's Bar growing up. You know, a lot of Roblox games, Steal or Steal, or Steal or Split, bro. I played a lot of good games, so I don't know. You know, I just be a good videos.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how I count it up. I only like girls who won't give a fuck. My last girl, she said I ain't done enough. I can't spend no bread on a tummy tuck. And I think I need some respect now.